every soldier's dream to come home. 200,000 veterans return every year. But did they come back to our homes?
In order to find out what was being done in our area, we called Aaron Wegner Vincent.
What type of help are veterans currently getting?
There is the VA, which we hear a lot about in the news. There are clinicians like myself that specialize in working with veterans, that have worked with veterans before. There really aren't as many options as people think there are.
We then found a local organization serving homeless veterans in Torrington.
FISH, which is Friends in Service to Humanity of Northwestern Connecticut, is an amazing little organization with lots happening under this very modest roof. At the homeless shelter, we have 35 beds. 5 of those are dedicated to veterans.
What makes them homeless?
May get out of the military, there may be a gap of a short time or a long time, but sometimes that post-traumatic stress syndrome will make them fall into alcohol. They might have a drug issue, or they may have just not been able to find a new career.
I went in the military when I was 17. I went to my squadron. I was in a squadron of A-7 aircraft. It was the USS Independence. We served 6 months on and 6 months off. I was all over the Mediterranean. This was during Vietnam, 1972. I worked on bombs, bomb racks, and did all kinds of weapons stuff. I was down in Florida, and I got sick. I was going through the VA hospital in Florida. Found out I had to have surgery. I didn't know how extent, or I just knew I had to have heart surgery. So I didn't want to go through the VA in Florida, and my family and everybody's up here, so I came up here. But when I got here, there was no place for me to go. So right away, the VA in Newington called FISH shelter and asked if there was a bed available.
The focus is to get you into housing, but we managed to provide case management. We are looking to connect you with every service we can so that when you leave us, you're successful, so that you are not going to be back here again looking for housing.
You're coming back, you've done some pretty heroic, pretty great things. You've done, a lot for your country. And then you come back and a lot of the jobs that you can get aren't that challenging, or don't pay very well, or can feel pretty boring compared to what you're used to.
I was a bomb assembler, actually, G3 bomb assembler, and airman. It was an aircraft carrier. We had unloads of Mark 80s, 82s, big, large, 1,000-pound artillery ordnance, and we had to make sure that safely made it up. Honestly, when I got out of the military, I didn't need help. I got out of the military in my later 20s, and I did well with my life for a while. I had some PTSD come up, and I'm at a point in my life where I'm losing some relatives. I lost one of my parents last year, and a daughter. I found myself out there on the streets, and I really didn't know anybody. I'm 43 now, and this is one of the first times in my life that I've had to come to this point where I do need help like this.
One of the big barriers with mental health care in particular and veterans is stigma. So with stigma, we look at, these are men and women that are going in, and they're supposed to be like strong and they can overcome anything. And, having emotions means weakness. And, those are all things that we have to overcome, because the earlier people get help, the better the outcome.
I'm glad that because of my duty in the past, I'm getting help for that. A home setting that's healthy. It's allowed me to say, okay, what else can I work on in my life now?
Seek help. I mean, there's a lot of vets that are on the street that don't want help. They want to be left alone. They need help. People should be out looking for these veterans and trying to get them help.
You know, if I had to be sleeping outside, that opens up a whole nother can of worms of other problems where you don't have, you know, clean clothing, and it's hard to just live. It makes it so difficult to live, then it complicates everything else. People should get help when they need it. There's different complicated solutions to that, but government should be involved, and there's charities like the Fish. And in a nutshell, I think that when people get in a situation where they might be homeless, we all as a society should help.
These are people that have given their time and their energy and their lives to protecting us and protecting our freedoms and protecting our country. And I think that we owe them something.